everybody, and welcome to a new video. I'm very excited to have a Glaser Group solo today. We're going to be shooting a nice video informing you all about the holiday rental part of Glaser Group. And I would find it amazing to introduce to you José, our
Hello.
head of operations of Glaser Holiday Rentals. José, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Can you say for the people who don't know you, which probably will be a lot,
Yeah.
can you say a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you've done, how you came to be the head of operations of Glaser Holiday Rentals?
Sure. In a nutshell, well, I'm Jose. I'm the head of operation at Glaser Holiday Homes. Have a little bit of background in logistics and operations, and a little bit by chance, I came across the short-term rental holiday sector. Gained a little bit of experience. I realized that I actually love it.
Yeah.
And a while ago, I got to know you and decided to embark on this crazy adventure that we decided.
It has been a very fun 7 months so far. We started Glaser Holiday Rentals 6 months ago. Jose came aboard, and actually we have been stably growing the company. We don't have millions of properties yet, but what we do have is a very high client-focused organization. We get amazing reviews from the people who stay with us. The owners whose apartment we manage, they're very happy. They get a very good return on investment so far. And I think last month, even for January, we had an occupancy rate in the 80% on the properties that we manage. So
Which is amazing.
This is something that we have been very proud of. But you keep saying that you have a little bit of experience, but actually you have quite a lot.
I was being humble.
I can tell you, don't be. You have your universal degree, you have a very big background in logistics, holiday rentals, etc. But what is it that you now actually do on a day-to-day business as head of operations at Glaser Holiday Rentals? What is it you do for the company? What is it you do for the clients, for the owners, etc.?
Yeah. So the interesting part about being head of operations in a real estate agency is that you touch many bases at the same time. One of the complexities of our business is that we have many clients. You know, we have guests, we have owners, we have partners, we have collaborators, and we have to make all the pieces of the puzzle work. Right? So on a day-to-day basis, I work with platforms, I speak with guests, I solve problems with them, I organize and plan the schedule for the week, for the month. I make sure that we are compliant with the legal part as well. So it's a lot of stuff.
It's a full job.
Yeah. We can say that.
Hey, and you were talking a little about platforms. How big does technology play a part in the role of head of operations, but also in holiday rentals as general? Because I do know at this point in one apartment we've got a Chinese guest. In another apartment yesterday evening we had a Canadian client coming on. In about a couple hours we've got a new guest arriving from, I think it was Poland. So they're from everywhere.
Yeah.
How does technology play a big part in that? And can you tell a little bit how you utilize technology to actually make sure we get the best return on investment for clients, but also support the guest in an optimum way?
Well, technology is definitely the backbone.
Yeah.
We rely a lot of good technology. We have invested a lot of money in great technology on the best tools that we have, for not only smart pricing, but on good reporting, on great communication, instant communication with guests, best reporting for the owners, return on investment to optimize all of that. So it's definitely a big part of it. But hospitality at the same time is still human. So and you need to balance the technology with the human part. What I'm actually one of the things that I'm most proud of is the team and the collaborators and the partners that we work with. And I can say, based on my experience here on the coast, that we have the best partners.
Okay. And is that something that makes Glaser Holiday Rentals different than a lot of
100%.
other people?
100%. I would say that the main thing that differentiate us from the rest of the competition is exactly that. From the very beginning, we decided that we are not gonna compromise quality because of the amount of properties that we have.
Yeah.
Agencies usually are cheap in the beginning because they have very just a few properties, and they have the mentality that when they scale and they have 50, 70, 100 properties, then they invest in the tools.
Yeah.
We did the other way around. We invested in the best tools in the beginning, even though we knew that it was going to cost us more, but we treat the quality of these few properties with the same as we will do when we have more. So that's definitely one of the things that stands out from Glaser Holiday Homes.
And I think for me personally, I don't manage the day-to-day operations. I'm there more for the planning, the strategic, etc. But what I think is very valuable for me is the human aspect. So we're in a lot of holiday rental accommodations. You'll see you get a PIN code to open the door, or you get the code to the key box, which next to it, and you need to pick it up by picture. So I remember probably half a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, my parents, they came to Malaga. They booked an apartment for the first couple of days in Malaga town. And they had to go almost on a quest at 11 o'clock at night to find a key box that was hidden 200 meters away from the apartment in the bushes, based on a map and a couple pictures. And I think for me, the human part and the, something that I'm very proud of is that we actually send a host to welcome the client. Because from the first moment on, they arrive. Okay, the first moment is when they book, but the first moment of arriving at the property, a host of our company is there to welcome the client, to explain how the apartment works, to explain the community rules, to explain how all the machines work, to recheck everything. On a hot summer day, we'd be there half an hour early, turn on the air conditioning. On a cold winter day, we'll be a little bit early, turn on the heating. And I think that client focus, it changed a lot in our reviews, because we are now for the second time straight, we are Superhost on Airbnb, for example. We have, I think, an average of 4.9 out of 5 stars on Airbnb. And we've got our first recurrent client booking again directly with us, because they were very happy.
And one aspect that you forgot about it is that we became a Superhost starting in the peak season, which is the most challenging part.
new company, high season.
New company right in the beginning of the high season. So becoming a Superhost was even an extra challenge because of that, and we managed to do that together. So that's been nice.
Hey, and if you think of it like that, we are not the first company that you work in. You have a background in logistics, etc., but also in other holiday rental companies. How do you see the last years everything is changing and evolving? If we talk, for example, post-pandemic holiday rentals, did it change a lot? Is it still evolving? How do you see that?
Yes, it's been evolving a lot and at better speed these days. First of all, you see a lot of regulation in the last couple of years, which we're not going to lie about it. It's a little bit of painful.
It's not always easy.
But I think there is a very positive aspect about it, which is that all the amateurs host, they need to raise the bar, otherwise they cannot stay competitive. So that is good for the guests at the end, which is the end goal. That
And
they,
I think one of the big changes in the holiday rental, in the licensing, is that they put a minimum standard in.
Yeah.
For example, you cannot put 6 guests in a 40 square meter apartment.
that is great.
Now you need to have at least 14 square meters
Yeah.
per person. You need to have an air conditioning or a fan. A bedroom is not counted as a bedroom if it doesn't have a window.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these things make sure that indeed the rotten apples, the bad ones, are being taken out. The good ones will be shine
100%.
extra, but mainly the guests have more security about the place that they have is at least on level of what it should be.
Yes. And another thing that you see a lot post-pandemic is the expectations from the guest, because of the competition and all the offer that there is in the same area. You have to stand out somehow, and also the guests expect more.
Yeah.
So you need to have a lot of flexibility with the check-in. You need to have instant communication. If there is an issue, you should solve it immediately. So, and that's something that the guests have been more and more, they expect more, they are a little bit more demanding, and that also pushes the bar forward for us as agencies to be better every time.
For sure. We always need to be better.
Yeah.
Hey, and
we need them. We need them.
Do you, for example, as well see people stay longer? Because what I find very interesting to see is that the stays we have, for example, now during winter, people stay 1 month, a month and a half, 2 months. They want to be here longer times at a higher level and higher quality.
Yes, 100%. During the low season, the reservation tend to be longer, at least 2 to 3 weeks. You see also a lot of golfers here in the area. Many of them are golfers who are on holidays and they want to have a good time playing some golf here. But then the more you approach the high season, the shorter the stays are, for sure.
And do you see any trends in general arising in the holiday rental business? What you just said.
Personalisation, I would say.
Yeah.
When guests arrive, there are 2 options. You have a very neutral check-in experience, or you have a personalized one. The agencies that stand out, they know who the guests are, why they are here. Are they here because of a son's birthday, or because of a wedding, or because of whatever? So if you know that, and you can add a little bit of a detail, a touch, so you show them that you have thought of them.
Yeah.
That makes you stand out. That makes them remember you. That makes them book direct through you, and that's what separates a professional from an amateur.
And that in the end makes sure that there is a higher income for the owner.
Yes.
A cheaper 9 out of 10 times stay for the guest.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
It's a snowball effect. It's a positive snowball effect for everybody.
Yeah. Hey, and now I remember from the beginning, we put our first properties online, and I was just sitting and waiting and checking, like, where are the bookings? Where are the bookings? Oh.
Yes, I remember that.
I do remember it was quite stressful. But what you told me is that positioning and reviews, etc., play a very high part in the visibility of a property.
Yes.
How do you leverage that now on a day-to-day? Because we've got properties that we add new almost every week. We add new properties. They start with 0 reviews. We have properties with 10, 15, almost 5-star reviews. We've got guest favorites. We've got best selection. You name it, it's all there. But how do we get there? What do we have to do? What does it make? What makes Glaser Real Estate in that, or Glaser Holiday Rentals actually, in that regard special that we are able to get our property so fast to high visibility?
Yes. Well, a big part of it is you need to know the strategy. You need to know the expectations from the owner. Do they prefer to have a full calendar booked, or they prefer to have a lower occupancy rate at a higher rate?
Yeah.
What expectations do they have? What goals for the year do they have? You also, that's one part of it. Then you also need to know how each OTAs, Airbnb, Booking, VRBO, how they operate, how they position a new property, how they boost the visibility of it. And they are changing all these strategies, tricks. They change it all the time.
Yeah.
So you need to be on top of that as well. But a big part of it for the owners or for us is patience. You need to build a profile and you need to think long term, because otherwise it's not going to work.
So it's not plug and play.
No. That's actually one of the things that people underestimate. People tend to think that short-term rentals is
Plug and play.
is exactly, but it's actually not. It's a very active work. You need to be actively looking at platforms, your score of every property, how competitive your prices are, your rates, competition in the area. You have to have the big picture of it, and you have to adjust every day.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like a chess game.
It keeps on going.
Yeah.
It's strategy.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things that we discussed about in the beginning, that we really, when we were setting up the company, that we chose to go big. Even we had only 5 properties, let's use the same software that we want to use when we have 50 or 100 or 200 properties, because like that we can grow very steady into it instead of keep changing everything.
Based on my experience, if we had decided to do it the other way around, we wouldn't do it at the end.
Yeah, because you keep on going.
Because then you are chained to that old system, and to change one system and replace it to a better one, when you have a lot of properties, it's a crazy lot of work and very difficult.
And what I found very interesting, for example, is pricing strategy. I think that's a very important thing. And you've got 2 different options. You can do it yourself every day, every week, or what I sometimes still see is a person who just says, hey, doesn't matter if it's summer or winter, I always rent it at this price. We have software that changes the price a couple times a day based on how much is being looked in the area, how much availability is, what are similar apartments doing in the area, or similar villas.
Offer and demand. Yeah.
How does that change the visibility of your property? How does that change your booking potential? How does it change actually the work that we do?
By a lot, because if you have the same rate every day of the year, for example, of the same rate for an entire season, and the prices of your competition are changing, they are moving up or down, you are losing visibility. So in order to stay visible, you need to move your prices according with the market. So it's essential nowadays.
One of the things, I guess, as I know, as head of operations, is you manage quite some people. We've got our cleaning team, we've got our technical department, etc. How do you manage them? How do you train them? How do you keep them up to the level that we expect them to give? Because if the cleaning isn't done well and the new guests arrive, we have a problem. How do we ensure that it always stays on a very high level?
Well, the good thing is that we have a very standardized process. We have checklists, we have systems, we have automation, we have manuals for the team. So we have all the information printed, so they can read it. They know what to do in every case. But apart from that, there is also a lot of active coaching with the team. Me personally, I'm always reading and educating myself in the sector. I read books on short-term rental industry, on hospitality. So I'm always thinking about what's the next thing that we can do and how we can train people so we are better. So you need to be educating yourself. You need to be receiving feedback from guests. That's another big part of it, because that gives you a lot of insight so you can make better decisions. So you collect all that information from your education, from your experience, from the guest feedback, you translate it into education and information for your team, and it's a constant coaching with them.
Hey, and now we're gonna have summer season coming soon. How do you make sure that during peak season, every property is in mint condition, everything is done, checked, amazing for the clients, while having 20, 30 arrivals a day?
Yeah.
How do you do it? What's the secret?
There is actually no secret if you have the right tools and the right mindset about it. I mean, at the end of the day, peak season is nothing else than what you do in the low season. It's just more of it.
Yeah.
You know, and actually the big part of what's important about the high season is that some people don't realize that what you do in the high season is that few months of the year where you have the most amount of check-ins and check-outs. And that also means the most reviews. So you're actually building your reputation in just a few months, and you keep that reputation for the rest of the year. So it's very crucial what you do in the high season. But if you have the right system, you have the right tools, you have the right coaching, you have trained your people with the right checklist, the right procedures, and they know what to do every day because you have done that 1,000 times, it's just one more day. Instead of course, you might need more resources. Instead of one team, you need two or you need three, but it's the same. And you shouldn't think of the peak season like a chaotic or crazy season. You need to approach it in a relaxed mindset.
I think if you plan and structure everything and everything is set in stone, and you've been working on that for months to get everything set in stone, everything almost foolproof, that even the busiest days are just becoming regular days.
That's the goal. Yeah.
We're talking now a lot about structure and technology, etc. But how do property owners benefit from this, from the knowledge of Glaser Holiday Rentals, of the knowledge of Glaser Group? Because it's not only a Glaser Group, it's not only the holiday rentals, we've got the real estate and the investment part with it as well. How do owners benefit from all this?
I think because of the expertise and the how high we set the bar for ourselves. You know, for each owner and for each apartment that we work with, we sit down with the owner. We know what their expectations, what the return on the investment they expect, what occupancy rate they are comfortable with. And we keep track of each one of them on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, and we know where we stand, so that at the end of the year we deliver on our promises with them.
So there are no surprises.
Exactly, there are no surprises. They trust us, we trust them. There is a fantastic relationship with them. There are no issues. It's actually ideal, the kind of relationship that we build with the owners.
Yeah. Hey, and I think, for example, because we do both the real estate and the holiday rentals, it forms quite a strong team, because we help owners figure out which properties are interesting. And we've got all the information in the background, like which properties are renting good, which locations are in high demand, and we can scale on that.
Yes.
Do you see technology over the next years change a lot of the work that we do?
Definitely. I think the good thing about what technology is going to allow us is predictability. You know, we're gonna be able to know in advance what's gonna happen. That is in regards to revenue, to occupancy, which apartments are going to perform better in which months and when. But also, which I think is also a big part of it, is we're gonna know in real time what is happening in the apartments in regards to devices. I mean, if a boiler is going to break, we are gonna know that in advance.
Yeah.
If there is going to be a leak in a ceiling, we're going to know that in advance, so we can act on the maintenance issues
To prevent it.
to prevent it. So yeah.
Do you think with the technology that's coming into place, are you not afraid that it's going to take away the human connection that we have with the clients?
I think it will increase it. Just like think about 10 or 15 years ago when the ebooks came in. People thought that the time of the physical books were gone.
Yeah.
That people were not gonna buy more printed books, and the ebooks actually help printed books get more
Normal books.
right. So I think technology is going to increase the need of good human touch.
Yeah.
Because it will be more difficult to get. So hospitality will always remain human, but of course technology is going to play a huge role in it. But humans are going to be there.
Interesting. So what I'm curious about as well, and what I think is very important for people to know, is what we do to generate repeat clients, recurring visits, clients who book again. What do we do that makes Glaser Holiday Rental special or different than a lot of other properties or property rental companies?
Well, if you are transparent with guests and they know what to expect, if you have sold your listing in the right way and they know what to expect, because you are not selling anything that is not there when they get good pictures. Pictures show the apartment in the right state, good quality job, property descriptions.
Yeah.
The communication with them have been smooth, have been fast, and you have told them everything in advance, they will trust you. If you have offered them a flexible check-in, the communication has always been great. And if there has been any issue, if you have fixed it immediately, there is no reason why they shouldn't book with you next.
What I really like what we did, Jose, as well, is the welcome card. So what we do for every client who arrives to get a small welcome package. Of course, we've got the standard soaps and this and that, but we also have some water, some sparkling water, some things like that, and a very nice welcome card. And in that welcome card, we give our clients a 10% discount on the next booking that they book directly with us, because we appreciate our clients. But if clients book directly with us, it's 9 out of 10 times, and actually 100% of the times, it's cheaper for them. We can give them a small discount because we do not need to pay platforms.
Exactly.
How does that work in the favor of a property owner who's only thinking of return on investment and now thinking, hey, Glaser is giving away 10%? How does that work?
I think most of the owners, if not to say all of them, understand that they prefer someone that they trust, that they have already been there, and they can. It's not that you necessarily need to compromise return, because our job is to make sure that we deliver what they expect financial wise. So we still need to keep our promises with the owners, but if we can at the same time make sure that we have in our properties people that we can trust, and therefore the owners can trust, everybody benefits.
Yeah.
Because they are going to treat the apartment better. We will have less maintenance cost, and that's also
a big part of it.
a big part of it. Yeah.
Hey, and how do you see the holiday market and our company, Glaser Holiday Rentals, evolve in the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
Well, with the mindset that you have, that think big and think bold, I honestly think that Glaser Holiday Homes can be one of the top competitors on the coast.
Yeah.
I see ourselves growing a lot, but always keeping our focus on quality. And that's where I see ourselves.
And do you expect any trouble with changes in the rental laws? Because what we see now, for example, Malaga has put a stop on holiday rentals.
Yeah.
Recently, Manilva has done the same.
Yeah.
I know Fuengirola made it a little bit more difficult than, for example, Benalmádena, Marbella, or Estepona did. Do we expect a lot of changes there or more difficulties that will change the market?
That's something that we cannot know, but if you look at the last couple of years, then if that trend continues, there will be more restrictions.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the market is going to disappear. It's just what that means is that properties will be moved from amateurs to more professional agencies, but the market is not going to disappear.
No, I think the holiday rental market is one of the, probably tourism is the number one income of Andalusia, or at least the Costa del Sol.
Yeah.
But of course, housing issues that we have now have to be taken very serious as well.
It will be more challenging for agencies, so you need to be more professional. But that's what it means, that properties can be moved from less professionals and more amateurs people to more professionals.
Hey, and if I may ask you one of my final questions, what advice would you give people who are thinking on investing in a holiday rental apartment?
Okay, so first of all, I would say that you need to know the numbers before you decide to buy a property, because I think it's very easy to fall in love with a nice property that looks good, but you need to know the area, you need to know the competition, you need to know how much money it can make every year to decide whether it makes financial sense for you or not.
Oh, no.
So that's one part of it. And also I would say that you need to be patient, because you need to build that profile. So if your expectations are X, most likely you won't get X the first year. So it will need a couple of years until you get to the full performance that you expect. And the third part would be to choose the right operator.
And does it take a long time?
No.
To build up a property profile, for example?
No, I would say between 2 and 3 years.
So if people who start to rent out now, it will take 2 to 3 years before they're at the peak level.
At their peak performance, I would say 3 years.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a time.
Yeah.
Is that also one of the reasons that we prefer to work with longer contracts instead of shorter contracts?
Exactly. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Because that is the time span that we need in order to prove what is the top performance of that property.
Hey, and one last key takeaway, tip, advice, however you want to say it, for people who are looking to rent one of our properties or another property. What would you advise them? What is important for them to know?
Okay. I think people tend to choose apartments instead of operators.
Yeah.
So if you decide a holiday based on nice pictures, but the operator is not performing, your holiday is ruined.
Yeah.
If you choose a good operator and then from the operator you choose the apartment, even though there is any inconvenience during the stay, it will be fixed. So your holiday will
always keep going.
So always choose the operator and then the apartment instead of the other way around.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there anything that you still want to discuss? Anything that you think we've forgotten so far in this interview or in this talk?
No, I mean, I think I'm very excited about Glaser Holiday Homes.
So we are.
We have an amazing team. I'm very excited. I'm proud to be part of the team.
Yeah.
And let's go.
Let's go. We can't wait.
Yeah.
Today is not the best weather, but let's wait. Summer starts again, and we're going to be busier and busier. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. And if you want to know more about Glaser Holiday Rentals, José or me, please get in contact.
Thank you.